Welcome to my game of Football Manager 2017 with Wigan in the year currently 2034, playing in the Championship, and this week I am at home to Oxford, who are 4th and I am 1st. Fair enough, eventually I'll get to the match preview. They play in a nice yellowish type colour, and they have, okay, he's not currently listed down as the likely predicted starting up, but they have Dan Kennett, my former first choice goalkeeper early on in this season and all of last year, in their squad. They bought him from me on transfer deadline day, and I have lost Mr. Heaton due to suspension. So that gives Mr. McGlade a shot in the side. And even though he had a good game last time, I'm taking Slaughter off the field and putting Wedderburn back in. And you can go as sub number 6. Oh, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is back, so Mr. Brewster can get dropped back down to the bench, as I prefer Obi-Wan. And that's pretty much the changes of the team. I'm curious if Kennett is actually going to start or if he's going to be on the bench, but there really isn't much to say about the changes of the team. They are minor, with just Mr. Heaton basically missing from my preferred first choice lineup. Okay, and they've got this down as a draw, whereas I would like to win. And as the press have been harping on about, if you get to 50 points in this division, then they reckon you should stay up. So I checked, and that's been true for the last 18 years, apart from one exception where 50 points would probably not have been enough, where the team who were in 22nd, I think, got 47, and the team in 21st got 52. Technically, if they'd got 50 points, they'd have stayed up, but if the team in 22nd had got 50 points, they wouldn't have done so. That's one time in 18 years, so the press are actually pretty accurate on that one, with their aim for 50 points and you will survive approach. Although I must admit, I'm hoping for more than that, considering the good start to the year I've had. And in fact, I'm currently first in the division by some, well, I would say by some miracle, but I suspect a lot of it has to do with the fact that my 3 central defenders and one of my fullbacks or wingbacks are a much higher quality than the team I would have started the year with. Off-season that I spent, well, that was very close to being a very quick goal by Harwood. Yes, the off-season I spent knowing that I had a terrible defence and improving it significantly appears to have worked out rather well for me. And yes, the midfield and the attackers also got improved to a degree, but nothing near as significantly as the back 5 did. I'm not sure why Obi had to run all that way back when there was a player much closer and called Perez. Oh, and Obi's about to go off on international duty shortly, as is my left back and one of my other players, Riley, I think. So Obi plays for Nigeria, so he could be gone for a while, as they have a couple of matches where the others would just think they've got a under 23s games. cross there, Turner, would have been good. But okay, you let me down. I will remember that. Just remember, Mr. Turner, I have Slaughter on the bench again now. So if you don't find some way of improving, like that, you could find yourself replaced by Slaughter. However, I wasn't expecting you to do that. I thought that was just going to be another shot into the side of the goal or into the netting. I wasn't expecting the headed cross back into the area and Turner to be following it up. Sometimes they do impress me, my team. Only sometimes. Good cross. Not impressed with that, as that seemed to come off the back of Reed's head for Mansell. Can't entirely think that was. Well, maybe he did head it deliberately back across the goal. The first angle looked like it came off the back of his head. But for a second there, I was leading. Apparently, well, they are 4th or 5th in the division, 4th I think they said they were. Apparently Oxford are not a completely mug side. So unlike the Barnsley game that I just won, this lot won't go down quite as easily. Again, no disgusting comments, please. Oh, good tackle, Perez, because I thought you guys were going to keep backing off until you gave him a chance to shoot there for a second. Now Southampton are winning their game, so they're going to keep the pressure on me. Yikes. Oh, I thought I was going to give away a penalty there. I have no anticipation of a penalty when I'm doing something similar in their area, but when they're doing something like that in mine, I just presume that here comes a penalty. Not that, I think the game could possibly do anything like that just to be evil to me. Another great shot from my left back, and another great unsuccessful shot from my left back. Eek. Oh, well done, Riley. My team is definitely lacking something. It might be the fact it's lacking Heaton, or it just might be lacking commitment, or it might just be going through one of those it's time for our slump type periods in the season. But we just don't seem to be quite as crisp as we were early on in the year. Passing isn't quite as great. Movement isn't as good as it once was. That was actually a good shot and a really good save. Normally I complain at Harwood because his shooting is not very good, but that time I thought that was a good shot. It just happened to be a better save. Unlucky Turner. No one's looking particularly great, and I think James needs a break. Let's get assertive. Okay. Neither of my two alternatives for James are particularly wonderful. Oh well, Craig Vincent, you can have a game. And that will do as a substitute. Trying not to panic there when I saw the free kick. Oh, seriously? Please do not send him off. It looked pretty innocuous to me. Okay, well, I'm not a great fan of receiving yet another yellow card. I would rather that than a red card, which is frequently what happens when the game stops for foul in the middle of a highlight. Oh, that was bad control by the Oxford player. Well done, McGlade. You actually fought for the ball, if nothing else. Yeah, if I'm going to keep playing this formation in this style, I'm going to need to find a right wing back that can shoot. Because the amount of opportunities Harwood is wasting is starting to get to the point of annoyance. Nice move, Turner. Oh, unlucky Turner. Not quite sure how the goalkeeper managed to keep that out. Is he onside? I thought he might not be. It took a bit of time to actually whistle for that one, but unlucky Wedderburn, wasn't that far away. This game could still go either way very easily. Oh, a very spectacular catch there by Wilson. Don't know who he's trying to impress. Maybe he's got a girl in the stands. They're doing a good job of closing down my midfield rather effectively, I must say. Not such a good job of closing down my left back apparently, but they seem to have closed down my midfield and made their passing difficult and somewhat ineffective. Okay. Craig Vincent is going off injured. He didn't last too long. About a whole 20 minutes. Nice tackle. Can we break? We've got guys running. Oh. That was a defensive mistake. But apparently they're going to recover from it. Not saying this is really end-to-end stuff, but it's certainly anybody's game. Oh, and a lot closer to their game than mine with that. Oh, well held, Wilson. You did something... Wait, is another thing right? Yikes! They're so close. I'm literally thinking that this is going to end up in a 1-1 draw. Even though we've had the better of the game in theory, we haven't looked great. There again. I was about to say, assuming they don't actually score from this highlight. Considering I was slated to be 21st or 22nd in the division, I can't remember which, at the start of the season. I'm thinking a 1-1 draw is not actually... Well, that was a vicious foul. The commentary said, tripped him. No, he scythed his legs away. Yeah, I was saying that a 1-1 draw wouldn't be a bad result based on where I was meant to finish. However, I will take that last second penalty quite happily after that horribly vicious foul, of which they can have no complaints that it was actually a penalty. I'm amazed they didn't actually not only send the guy off, but have to call the police and book him for a mugging. Good cross. Well held, Wilson. Because if you'd missed that, that was a definite goal. The commentary said that Wigan may look back on that as a huge result. I look back on that as a huge relief. That was a good win. Puts me back on top of the table temporarily, and knocks Oxford down to 5th, even though there are 5 teams on the same amount of points. Sorry, 3 teams on the same amount of points. And now everybody goes away on international duty. Oh, he's only out for 3 to 6 days for jumping. Oh, I had to change. Chamberlain was a former Oxford player. Fair enough. Lee Harwood, yes, you told me he was improving last time. I'm not interested in the Brentford job. Why would I be interested in the Brentford job? Yes, and Brown raises James's fitness concern once again. I'm just wondering, what's the option? Development. Send on holiday. Have 2 weeks off, James. I don't normally send my players off on holiday, but James has looked a bit jaded for a while. so he's going to have a break. That, yes, normally I'd say Kieran Whittaker would take his spot, but Kieran being out on loan, I will probably use, I can't use Di Thomas either because he's hurt for a couple of weeks, and Vincent's now having fallen over for a few days, so it looks like Ian Barkley's going to actually play for the first time this year. However, that's for the next game. Oh, another question. Okay, apparently the Oxford manager was quite honest about the fact that I deserved that victory. Anyway, that was the Oxford game, which I managed to squeeze out a last-minute victory due to a well-deserved penalty from a vicious tackle from an absolutely disgusting mugging. And hopefully I will see you down the road.